Aaron in Staten Island. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Do you really think, so obviously with Gary Sanchez, do you really think in our society today that that a manager cannot say something bad against his player, that he has to pretend that he's injured?
I think they try to handle players a little differently now. I think not every manager will do that, but I think
what does that show to to children?
I just think that I just think they try to protect players far more than they used to. They really do. They try very hard to protect players. They give players a lot of room now, and do try to be very protective of them, especially the good ones. Clearly, is this a case of him being coddled a little bit? Yes, I think it clearly is. And I think their feeling is, listen, we think he needs a couple of weeks to get his act together.
He already came back from 2 weeks ago.
I agree. And listen,
and now he's going back on because he needs to be coddled.
He didn't look hurt last night either. I mean, he did not look hurt.
When he hit that single to score a run, it could have been a double. How come he didn't stretch it out?
Well, listen, he's not fast, so I'm not going to ask him to try and stretch everything into a double. He did hit a bullet down the left field line. I mean, I'm not asking him to do that. But I do expect him to run hard when he hits the ball on the ground and he running to first base. Sometimes the first base coach might not have sent him on that. I'd have to look at the whole video there. The ball was hit very hard. Some guys would have a double on that ball, no question. But he's not a quick guy out of the box. We know that. So I'm not going to get on him for that play. But he clearly didn't hustle last night. And if you're saying the Yankees are coddling him, I do think they are. I do agree. I think that's how they decided they're handling him. He's a top talent, and he's clearly going through a tough time, whatever's going on. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, there's clearly something going on. And they have decided that this is how they're going to handle him. Rather than rather than really, let him have it today and chastise him, bench him, get on him, whatever. Instead, the Yankees decided to, make an excuse for him. Now, I am not trying to say that they didn't find something that wasn't 100%. All I'm saying is the player last night did not look hurt. He tried to bust it late in the run to first base, and after the game, he stood in front of his locker and on 2 occasions had a chance to say he was injured, and on neither occasion did he say he was injured. Tony in Malwa, what's up, Tony?
Good afternoon. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Along with this Sanchez thing, I'm a lifetime Yankee fan, and it's really an insult to the fan because we all know he's not hurt. All right, and the thing to do today, send a message. They won't do it. Don't send them down. Send them down. Send them down to the minors. Let them get on the bus with those guys again. Learn to hustle. I mean, he's 25 years old. I know they're not going to do it.
No, and he has already been. Listen, they already took the soft landing for him. I mean, but you see, they ended the conversation because we can think what we want.
It's an insult to us.
Well, we can think what we want, but they're gonna tell us, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. He's hurt. Now, I actually agree with you that I don't think he was hurting last night. I do not think you saw a player who was hurt. Now, there's a difference between being hurt and having, some minor injury. They might have found something on there. They might have known it was there the whole time. And they just use this as an excuse. Can they do that? Yes, they get to do that. And we can't do anything about it. They had it out, and they took it. And they ended the conversation. They didn't want to go through a whole public thing with him, so they ended the conversation. Is it suspicious? Does it look like, that they're covering for him? Yes, it does. But they did end the conversation. We can't jump up and down and say this and that about because of the fact they're going to say, hey, he's hurt. They gave him a very soft landing. That's what they chose to do. Dave and Selden, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Mike, 2 things on the Sanchez. He's done this, the lack of hustle, the mental lapses, the physical lapses, over the course of a couple of years. Well, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt.
No, and listen, this was worse last night, but he has at times not hustled, no question.
And Mike, this is why I'm surprised you say that the conversation ended. I've been listening to you for 30 years, And if I've heard you say this once, I've heard you say it 20 times. If you take the ice, you take the field, you take the court, nobody wants to hear about injuries.
But they put him on the DL after the game. I cannot say now that he is not injured. They didn't just sit him down. They put him on the disabled list.
But Mike, the bottom line is, if he's injured, he shouldn't be out there.
Well, I don't think he I don't think he's badly hurt. I think they found a convenient way to shut him down for a little while, and they probably knew it was there the whole time. Now, last night, do I think he was hurt? No, I don't think he was hurt. I'm being honest. I don't think he was hurt. But do they end this debate with that? They do. They gave him a free pass. They ended the conversation. That's how they choose to handle this. And it does end the debate. It just does. That's just the way it works. Did they give him a free pass? They did. They absolutely did. Do I think last night the injury was, if you ask me, do I think last night an injury was a factor in what he was doing? I do not in the least think it was a factor. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a problem somewhere on his legs or a problem somewhere physically. He probably did. A lot of guys do. But last night was a case of him not hustling. And he said that. After the game, he could have said, you don't understand, my legs hurt. He didn't say anything. He said, I got to run harder. George in Cliffside Park. What's up, George?
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
What's happening?
Well, about Sanchez, my feelings are the same as other callers. Like, he's absolutely not hurt. Hello?
You got to turn your radio. You can't listen to yourself on the radio. It doesn't work. Stephen Brick, what's up, Steve?
Hey, Mike. I've been a Yankee fan my whole life, and I initially I loved Sanchez, but watching all the games and seeing him play, there's one thing: he's a lazy player. He's lazy. It's nothing about injuries. You see it in his defense. He's too lazy to get down, to block the ball, to turn his glove over, not to backhand, to play proper defense behind the plate. He hasn't just slow walked these balls to first base, or he's done it the whole time he's been with the Yankees, and we accept it because everyone says he's going to be one of the best hitting catchers of all time. Well, you know what? I'm old school. If you don't hustle, you don't play, and now we're coddling these players. You know what? That's the problem with baseball and all the sports. Why coddle?
Yeah, listen, I can't disagree with you. Now, we have seen glimpses of his greatness. We know we have. We've seen him, do some special things. We know we're dealing with a guy who's got a lot of talent. But you're right. Has he been a lazy player? He has been. Yes, I totally agree. He is by nature a lazy player. A very talented player, but a lazy player. I totally agree. Bob in Little Ferry, what's up, Bob?
Yeah, Mike. I think there's something else going on here.
Well, you see, now you're into stuff that we can't predict. I don't know, Bob. I mean, I'm not going to speculate there's something else going on. I don't know.
Well, I want to say one thing that's a fact.
What's that?
See what you say about it. When he came on, it was unbelievable, right? The second coming of Babe Ruth there, right?
Right.
So he really came on strong. He was leading the Yankees. Now, last year, Judge came out of nowhere and really stole a lot of the spotlight from him. And then this year, they got Stanton. So with Stanton and Judge and the way they played the lineup, they're batting Sanchez about 5th or 6th in the lineup. I have a feeling that he's just a little slighted by the fact that he doesn't think he's the man, and it's in his head a little bit.
Well, he hit 33 home runs last year. Judge was here all year. He hit 33 home runs last year. He came up his first year, hit 20 home runs out of nowhere. It broke records with what he did. He had 20 home runs in 30, in 50 games. It was outrageous. It had never been done. You're right. And then last year, with Judge here the whole year, he did hit 33 home runs. I mean, he had a great year.
Judge came on during the year, yeah. So
Judge was great. Judge was great the whole year last year, but he also, Sanchez had a tremendous year last year. He hit 33 home runs, knocked in 90 runs for a catcher. Those are outrageous numbers. Numbers.
Do you think the addition of Stanton affected?
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's the other players. I don't think it's jealousy. I don't think that. I think he is by nature a lazy player. And I think he's had some nagging injuries this year. And I think he's gotten off to a frustrating start. And I think he's highly frustrated right now. His catching isn't getting better. He's probably had some leg woes at different times this year, and I think he's batting 188. He can't get going. He's leaving a bunch of guys on base all the time.
Well, what do you mean he can't get going?
He's hitting 188.
Problem. His at-bats look terrible.
I'm saying he can't get going. What do you mean I can't get going? He can't get himself out of the slump. Now,
it's more than a slump, though, I think. He's not making the right kind of contact.
Well,
anymore.
Bob, one thing about it, though, the guy's hitting 188, which is outrageously poor, but he's got 14 doubles and 14 homers. Okay, the guy still hits the ball very hard. He doesn't have 2 homers and 2 doubles. He's got 14 doubles, and another guy'd have 20 doubles. He has 14, and he's got 14 homers and 40 RBIs. You know how many catches got 14 homers and 40 RBIs? At the All-Star break, none. So, I mean, the guy is in a league of his own as a hitter behind the plate, but his batting average is he's striking out a lot. He's chasing bad pitches. So for him, he's not doing anything. I mean, he's not hitting. Came up his first year, he hit 300. He hit 299. Last year, he hit 280. Now he's hitting 180. So he's way off his game. Now he's still hitting the ball with authority. He's got 14 home runs. As a catcher, 14 home runs at the All-Star break is a lot. But the catching has been a frustration. How many pass balls he's got? Got double digits, right, in pass balls? He's got at least 10. I don't know if he's got more than 10. He's got 10. He probably what has he got, 10? He should have 15 or 20. I mean, they're probably 5 or 10 more he should have got. We get some home cooking where they try to be lenient to him. I mean, so he's had a bunch of pass balls. The ball goes off his glove all the time. He hasn't caught well. He's got problems with different pitches where they don't like the way he calls the game. And on top of that, now he's hitting 180. So it's all 10. He leads the league with 10. And he's probably got, like I said, and he probably got a couple where he's gotten some leniency where they should have been pass balls and they called them, wild pitches. Because wild pitches don't bother pitches. Pass balls bother catches. It's one stat where if it works one way, it bothers someone. Wild pitches could care less. Pass balls, catches hate. So that's one stat. When it goes the other way, a lot of people are happy. So that one, it's got to be a pass ball for it to be a pass ball. The leniency always goes the other way because the wild pitch, the pitcher could care less. Well, I got a wild pitch. What do I care? So the bottom line is that's the way it works. But, there's some good things you see from him. And then there's some things from him that you see that are outrageously bad. And he's struggling. He is really struggling. And he can't find himself. And I think he's highly frustrated, but it's now showing itself where he doesn't hustle. And he needs to get his head, back in the right place. It isn't there right now. Quick break and be right back.